Hi there, welcome to another tutorial in the Keynote app tutorial series. This one is going to focus on animations and slide transitions and just the how-tos, so you'll have a chance to explore. So I'm going to start by tapping on a shape and just very simply animating the shape. When I tap on the shape itself, you'll see this menu pops up, and if I tap on the arrow, there is an animate icon. You'll see this animation window pop up. It says animate slides and object. Now what I can do is add a build in, an action, or a build out. So I'm going to encourage you to play with these. So a build in is going to be something like, I don't know, we can get into some fancy ones like confetti. And then if I were to scroll back over here and tap on anywhere on the screen, it brings me back and I can do a build out, and I'm going to go with confetti again. All right, so now I have a build in and a build out of confetti. If I were to tap on this icon here, you'll see that this shows me my preview of the order of my build, and I can also preview it here, or I can tap here and hit preview. So here's my screen. If I were to tap, it's going to confetti in. If I'll tap again, it will confetti out. So you can kind of play around with what those are and explore. Now the difference between a build in, if I delete that, and a build out in an action is just something that I can just add to it that doesn't have some of those animations. So what I can do is if I wanted this to move around, right, it could bounce, flip, jiggle, do those things. I might want to create a path. Now, if I create a path now, I can simply move it around and you'll see that it has a path. If I hit done and now I tap here again, I have a duration. The shorter this time, the quicker it'll move. So if I want this to move slower, I'm going to make it longer. Now I can do two things. If I hit play, you'll see it slowly move along that path. If I tap it again, there's an option to align it to path. If I do that, watch what happens. My square is going to kind of be aligned with the path. So depending on what you want your animation to look like, you can, customize that a little bit. Now you can choose from acceleration, means it's going to ease in and ease out, or change it to none, so it just starts and stops and it doesn't slowly build up speed. You can redraw your path. You can have it start on tap or after a previous transition, things like that. So I'm going to have this stay here, and I'm going to hit done, and I'm going to add in another shape. So I'll do this arrow. Okay. So what I want this arrow to do, if I tap on it and I tap animate, is I'm going to have it confetti. And then I'm going to have it build out. So I'm going to tap here, build out, and I'm going to have it do flash bulbs. So here's what's going to happen. I'm going to tap on my animation order, right, my preview. And what I'd like to do is have my square, right? I want my arrow to build in. I'm going to drag it above. Then I'm going to have my square move, and then my arrow is going to leave. Let's see if that works how I expect it to. I'm going to hit preview. There's that. Now my square is going to move. And then once my square is finished moving, I'm going to tap again, and there it goes. So that worked exactly as I expected. Preview is a great thing to kind of work through. So I may have wanted for this square to like have a build-in where it appears and then it moves and then it goes back. But that was just to play around with the animation path of learning my build order and how I can accompany this. Now, I can also do with or after. So if I were to have my arrow appear and then my square automatically go after build one and then we'll see how that works, right? So square after build 1, see how these are connected now, arrow after build 2. So now these will happen without me having to tap through them. And they also work out really well when you do exporting of videos, just so you can kind of see. I can have it delay for like a full second or something of that nature so that they don't go instantly, things like that. So that is some of the animations you can add to objects. Now, the next thing you can do is I'm going to add another slide. The next thing you can do is if I tap on my slide on the left here, a menu pops up and I have a transition. So if I want to have transitions between slides, I can now add in transitions. So here's how that would work, right? So that was a preview. I'm going to go ahead and hit done. And now if I were to play my presentation here and then have my animations happen, have the next thing happen in my build order, if you remember right, it's going to move on its own after a second. And then after another second, my my arrow is going to lens flare out. Now the clothesline animation brings in my next slide. So that is how you add transitions between slides if you want them to change over to something using some sort of transition. So really quickly, that is the bare bones simple way of creating transitions. It works out really well. They're pretty simple to figure out once you learn how to access them and test out some of which does what, so you find ones you like. Hopefully you can apply this skill to your projects in Keynote. I appreciate you watching and good luck with your animations and transitions.